Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine Acres. Jason here. This will be the final construction video on the kiln container before it's functional and operational. So in order to do that, we need to get power up here first of all. So we've got the trencher on the skid steer, and we're actually going to run power off the barn panel. We increased the power service with anticipation of having power up here. So all that's ready to go. What we need to do is just get this trench done, get the wire in the ground, and then that's the extent of my electrical work. We'll bring professionals in to take care of the rest of that. But other things we're going to cover in this video, we're going to get this trenching done so we'll get power run to the utility building and then ultimately to the kiln that'll be attached to this container. We'll actually install the kiln unit on here, and we will install a moisture meter system as well, I hope. This video is probably going to span a few weeks, so I'm not sure if that gets in before the kiln's operational or not, but that is the intent right now. So three things: we're going to get power run, we're going to install the actual unit, thirdly we'll install the moisture meter control system as well. So come along. This is the first time I've ever run a trencher on a skid steer. I did plug it in, fired it up, looks pretty easy to operate. I think we'll start here. I want to get between posts that'll be run for the lean-to, so I'm probably going to go dead center of these two posts over here to my left, your right, and then we're going to head this direction towards the barn. So let's get to work. All right, so pretty straightforward operation with that. The goal here is I want to get 18 inches would be nice, but I'm actually trying to get deeper than that. I'd like to be 2 feet in general. So it's kind of seeing where we're at now. We're spot checking, and we're 14 to 16 inches deep. So I want to go ahead and get, you know, another probably 8 inches down. So this is it. Got the rough trenching done, kind of spot checked it. Everything was between 18, 24 inches, so I'm good with all that. Got a few spots to hand dig out. This guy here, another one up here. We'll clean those guys up. But this will be the path. First time trenching, I think I did pretty good on the machine. Definitely a bit of a touch feel to it, but so I need to hand dig at the ends too. So I'm gonna get a little shovel work in today and then get our electrician to come out and take a look at it before we cover it up. All right, so we met with the electrician and he inspected the trench and everything is good to go. So right now we are going to put the wire in the trench and then cover it up and then okay, so we got that all smoothed out. As anytime we dig a hole or a trench, I'm sure it'll take some maintenance. That'll settle where we had the trench work done, but all that's dressed up, so we are ready to set power to the building. Okay, so exciting day today here at Sunshine Acres. We're going to be installing the IDRY Air kiln onto the container that we've been prepping here. And you saw we ran power to the utility building, and since then the electrician has come and they've installed the panel that our kiln will feed off of, as well as we've got an outlet up here. We've got a light, and we're able to perform work out of here now without a generator and all that stuff. So that's a lot of fun. So the container, or the kiln's going to be attached to this side of the container. And the first thing we're going to do is install these brackets that came with the kiln. We've got 3 of these guys, and instructions say for this to be mounted 1 5/8 down below our sill height here. Our ribs, where I attach the structure pieces, don't quite line up with the ribs on the machine, which the instructions did say to do, but I think I've got an acceptable solution to get around that. We're going to lower it another 1.5 inches in addition to that 1 5/8. So we'll basically be 2 3/4 within a 1/16. I don't know if I can even get them that close. So we're going to come down, just under 3 inches down here. I'm going to put a horizontal member 2x across here, several locations, to basically create a shelf, and then it should allow us to slide that container, as well as be able to adjust it a little bit side to side if need be. And then we will attach that container to the framing that we did all the way around, probably a caulk joint. And then this will make more sense once you see this installed. But on the back side of this bracket, I mean, we're kind of cantilevered out. It just doesn't seem like this should have some more support. So I'm gonna build across the back side where the control is on the kiln, just a shelf with some adjustable legs on it. The original IDRY Air, when they came out, that's all they had. They didn't have these brackets. They had 2 screw jack legs. And I talked to them about that, and they said they were getting, customers were having problems with settlement, and that's fine. We may have a little bit of that here, so we're gonna do both. We're gonna do the brackets and some screw jacks, and we just may need to tighten those up over time. Once things get settled and in place, it should just be nice support for it. We just don't want that kiln sagging or doing anything off of there. So exciting day. We're gonna get started on that stuff, but I just want to bring you up to speed. Hold on one second. Get my tea. Yeah, so Hurricane Helene, I'm sorry. I'm sure you guys have seen posts about that, and it hit this part of the country hard. Not exactly where we're at. We've just got a few down trees. You may have seen a short video, went and helped a neighbor move one out of his driveway. We've had another neighbor, trees fell on their farmhouse. So there's a little bit of that, but the further west you go, in North Carolina and getting up into Tennessee, northern Georgia, I mean, these mountain towns got absolutely devastated. We do have a condo up in Highlands, North Carolina. We're gonna go up and check that out this weekend. But I actually had to go. My mother was without power for, gosh, she went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I went and picked her up on a Monday. So she went 4 days without power, and she's like, please, can you come get me? And we did that, and actually went back over yesterday and just brought some gas to some friends of hers, and they're starting to get power back up. Places are getting cleaned up, but it is, if you guys aren't paying attention, it's pretty serious. So thoughts and prayers with all the families and friends that are affected by this storm. Really bad news. A lot of people don't think about the mountains being able to be impacted by hurricane, but it certainly can happen. Again, thoughts and prayers with those guys. Anything you can do to help out, please do. Donate, lend a hand, whatever it is. But let's take care of that. In the meantime, let's get these brackets on. Let's start mounting a kiln. All right, so I think you can see in there, we've got the perpendiculars up here on top of the brackets. So the ribs go perpendicular to this and parallel with the brackets, so they should slide right over top of those. We built this little shelf here. We got these jacks out of the camper trailer, we may upgrade those to some, I mean, this could all change or be upgraded. I just want this extra support on the back end. Having this unit cantilevered off several feet, I'm not a big fan of. So I think we're probably underkill on some areas and we're probably overkill on others. So I'm hoping that's a good balance. But I think this will, no pun intended, because I think this will balance out correctly. I do see a problem getting the anchors in on this side of the unit. We'll see how tight this gets. And also, if you see our shorts video, I have a chemical reaction to the stain for the siding. I'm trying to stay away from that, but I may have to snuggle in there and see if I can get some anchors on this side of the unit. So it's the moment of truth. It's time to set this bad boy. Come on. So I couldn't quite measure exactly the bottom ribs of the unit, and I'm off by probably 2 inches. I think this concept will work with the perpendicular members. I just need to lower this whole thing down 2 inches, and I think we will be fitting nice then. We'll see. All right, so that was a bit stressful, but super glad my mom was here to help me guide me in place. And we lowered the brackets down 2 inches. That was my misjudgment earlier, but it's set on the platform nice. It did, it tightened up on the outside a little bit. I wouldn't be comfortable doing these brackets alone. I know they're supposed to be through bolted and all that, but I like having this secondary platform. So I brought my floor jack out here. My little guy right there. I'm gonna put something in here and we're just gonna bump this guy up just a hair, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is sitting okay. I think I may build a different platform and get different jacks and come in on the actual corners of the unit. But I'm gonna use this floor jack and try to close that gap right there at the top, and then fasten from the top down and adjust these jacks here to tighten that area up. So that's the game plan, but pretty happy. All said and done, we got the thing mounted. I believe the electrician may be out today to measure for the whip, and so let's get this thing tightened up, see if we can get her watertight. So this is it, coming out of the building. Got power, comes up the side here, direct feed into the panel, and we have see it fire up. There we go. There's the home screen. And if we want to go, we hit start. You can hear it fire up. So it's designed, it blows out one side and then returns in the other and then rotates every couple hours. So that's essentially all this thing does, is blow air one direction. So it'll come out here, we'll have wood product, it'll funnel through the wood, and then it vents out this side, and then the reverse happens. The only thing we have left to do is run a baffle down here, and then we'll be drying wood next week. So that is a wrap. You hear IDRY Air running in the background. We are hooked up and ready to go. We just need to, like I said, put the baffle in and get this thing loaded and get our first load going. But yeah, super excited. That's, yeah, like I said, that's very exciting. A couple things. if you're doing this, really look at how you're supporting the back end of this. The triangle, let me shut this off. Yeah, so the triangle brackets, I'm sure they've been, they've been engineered and tested and all that. I feel more comfortable having some kind of jacks on the backside. I think I'll contact IDRY, see if I can send me a couple of the big screw jacks to go underneath. It's just peace of mind for me, and I feel good about it, how it's supported up against the container, as well as where it's cantilevered out. So I think all that's good to go. So one other thing, I did not put this container, I didn't put the actual kiln unit directly on top of those brackets. I actually went 2x4s in the opposite direction, so I had a platform to slide this on. You may or may not want to do that if that's what you're doing. To me, it seemed easier. You didn't have to place it exactly, and you didn't have to put your structural supports on the container exactly to match up with one of these ribs. You could just kind of slide it around, and it was very easy to move once I placed it. So to me, it created an ease to finish the install, kind of sitting on a platform. So yeah, this is it. So next week we'll be drying a load, and looking forward to doing that. Super glad y'all are here. I mentioned earlier about the Hurricane Helene. We keep getting stories in and seeing relief efforts. This is going to be going on for some time. I mean, Western North Carolina, Tennessee, North Georgia, probably into Virginia, and maybe even West Virginia. I don't know how far it goes, but I mean, these people are really got hit hard, and it's not going to be fixed quickly. And there's entire towns that have disappeared. Houses left and right are gone. I mean, this is a crazy emotional thing that's going on for just a ton of families around us. So anything you can do to help, donate, support, volunteer, whatever you can do to help these families out, I know everybody would appreciate that. But hope you liked this video, and if you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, hit subscribe, tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.